Steve also has a three-sided spinner. The sides of Steve's spinner are lettered A, B, and C. Angela spins her spinner once. Steve then spins his spinner once. List all the possible outcomes of these two spins. You have two people, Steve and Angela. They both have a spinner. Steve's spinner has A, B, and C. It has three sides. Angela's spinner has three sides as well, except remember hers says 1, 2, and 3. You have to list all possibilities of what could happen if first Steve spun his spinner and Angela spins her spinner as well. So let's take a look. Well, Angela spins her spinner, Steve spins his spinner. So let's do it systematically. Angela's spinner can land on 1, 2, or 3. So let's say it lands on 1 to begin with. So Angela's lands on 1, and Steve, let's start with the first thing for Steve, A. So the first possibility is that it could land on 1 for Angela and A for Steve. The next is it could land on B for Steve. Let's keep the 1 the same. It lands on 1 for Angela. Again, it lands on 1 for Angela, and it lands on C this time for Steve. I'll just separate these so it's clear that they're not connected. So the next thing that can happen, so we've done all of the possibilities if it lands on a 1. So now let's say with Angela it lands on a 2. And then for Steve lands on an A. Again it lands on a 2, but this time for Steve it lands on a B. And again it lands on a 2, but for this time it lands on a C for Steve. So that's all the possibilities if it lands on a 2. The last possibility for Angela is if it lands on a 3. And again, we just list all the possibilities. So it could either be land on 3 and then A for Steve, or 3 for Angela and B for Steve, or 3 for Angela and C for Steve. So we've written all possibilities. In total there are 9, and you could just write them into this space here. You've got 1A, 1B, 1C, and so on, and you would write them all in that space, those 9 possibilities.